Across from my house, there's a place nobody talks about. It's not abandoned. At least that's what makes it worse. The lights turn on at night. The curtains move. Sometimes shadows pass by the windows. But nobody has lived there for years. At least that's what everyone on the street says. I used to laugh when people mentioned it. Every neighborhood has that one strange house. The one kids dare each other to touch before running away. The one people avoid looking at too long. Ours sat directly across from my bedroom window, close enough that on quiet nights I could hear the old wooden porch creak when the wind hit it. It looked normal during the day. Old paint peeling, mailbox hanging crooked, dead flowers in the yard. But at night, something changed. Not every night, just enough to make you notice. A light in the upstairs window, a curtain moving when there was no wind, and once, a silhouette standing completely still behind the glass. I told myself it was my imagination. That's what people do when something doesn't make sense. They explain it away, ignore it, pretend it's normal. But everything changed the night I saw the front door open at exactly 2:17 in the morning. Slowly, quietly, and no one came out. It just opened and stayed open, like it was waiting for someone or something. I should have looked away, closed my curtains, gone back to bed, but I didn't, because sometimes curiosity feels harmless until it puts you face to face with something you can never forget. And what I found inside that house across the street still makes me lock my doors before sunset. I moved into that neighborhood because it was supposed to be quiet, safe, the kind of street where nothing ever happened. Small houses lined up in perfect rows, old trees hanging over sidewalks, neighbors who waved every morning like they had known each other forever. It felt peaceful, predictable, exactly what I wanted after spending years in loud apartment buildings and crowded city blocks. The first week felt normal, unpacking boxes, learning where the light switches were, getting used to the sounds of the house settling at night. But the house across the street stood out immediately, not because it looked haunted, not because it looked dangerous, but because it felt wrong. That's the only word for it. Wrong. Like something was off in a way you couldn't explain. The lawn was dead, but someone trimmed it. The windows were dusty, but sometimes they looked freshly cleaned. Packages would appear at the front door, then disappear by morning. No car in the driveway, no visible residents, yet the place never looked completely abandoned. I asked my neighbor on the left about it one afternoon while getting the mail. She froze when I pointed at the house. Then she smiled in that nervous way people do when they want to end a conversation. She said, "Nobody lives there," then walked back inside. That answer bothered me, not because of what she said, but how fast she said it. Like she had practiced it, like everyone on the street had agreed on it. Before we go further, tell me in the comments what city you're watching from right now. I love seeing where these stories reach. And if strange neighborhood mysteries are your thing, subscribe to the Curious Neighbor's Diary, because this story only gets darker from here. The first real sign came on a Thursday night. I was in my kitchen washing dishes when I looked out the window and saw a light turn on upstairs in the house across the street. Not flickering, not random, a warm yellow bedroom light. I stood there staring at it for almost a minute. Then it switched off. Simple enough. Could have been power issues. Could have been squatters. But the next night it happened again. Same room, same exact time. 11:43. On for 30 seconds. Off. Then again the night after that. And the night after that. Patterns change everything. Random events feel harmless. Patterns feel intentional. So I started watching. Not obsessively at first, just paying attention, writing down times in my phone. Light on, light off, curtain movement, strange sounds, and slowly the pattern became stranger. Some nights I'd hear footsteps on the porch, heavy, slow, like someone pacing. But when I looked outside, nobody was there. Once I saw the front curtain move like someone was peeking out, watching the street, watching me. I stopped sleeping near the window after that. A week later, I met the mailman. Older guy, friendly face. I asked him if anyone lived in the house across the street. His smile disappeared instantly. He looked at the house, then back at me. "No deliveries there," he said, then lowered his voice. "Hasn't been for years." I asked about the packages I'd seen. He frowned, said there shouldn't be any. That night, I checked my front porch camera footage from the last few days. I wasn't expecting much, but around 3 in the morning, the camera caught movement. Across the street, the front door opening, slowly, then closing by itself, no one entering. No one leaving, just opening, then shutting. My stomach dropped. Doors don't open by themselves. The next day I went to city records online. I searched the property address. That's when things got stranger. The owner had died 9 years earlier. No listed heirs, no recent sales, no rental records. The house legally belonged to no one, yet someone was clearly maintaining it, or using it. That night I stayed awake with binoculars by the window. At midnight, nothing. 1 o'clock, nothing. At 2:17, the front door opened again, slowly, same as before. This time I saw something standing inside the doorway, not stepping out, just standing there. A figure, too dark to make out details, completely still, watching the street. The next morning I knocked on my elderly neighbor's door again. This time I pushed harder, asked directly what happened in that house. Her face changed, pale, scared. She whispered, "A family disappeared there," then shut the door in my face. Disappeared, what did that even mean? Moved? Murdered? Missing? That word stuck in my head all day. So I searched local news archives, and I found it. 9 years ago, a family of 4 vanished. No signs of forced entry, no bodies, no evidence, just gone. The father owned the house. After months, police closed the case, unsolved. That should have been enough for me to stop digging, but it wasn't, because that night something happened that changed everything. At exactly 11:43, the upstairs light turned on again, but this time, there was writing on the inside of the window. Help. I dropped my coffee, ran outside, crossed the street. By the time I reached the house, the light was off, window dark, writing gone. I stood there shaking, looking at the front door. Every instinct said, go back home, lock the doors, forget it. But the memory of that word wouldn't let me. So I touched the front door, unlocked. It opened with almost no pressure. Inside, the house smelled old. Dust, mold, wood rot. My flashlight cut through darkness, revealing furniture covered in white sheets. Everything looked frozen in time. Family pictures still on walls, shoes near the stairs, toys in the hallway. Like people had vanished in the middle of living. My breathing got heavier with every step. Upstairs, I found the room where the light had been. Empty, no furniture, just a chair facing the window. And on the wall behind it, scratch marks, deep ones, like someone had tried to claw their way out. I should have left then, but I heard something downstairs, a door closing. I froze. Someone else was inside. I moved quietly into the hallway and looked over the railing. At the bottom of the stairs, a man stood in the darkness, tall, still, looking up at me. I couldn't see his face. Then he spoke. "You weren't supposed to come in here." My body locked. I couldn't move, couldn't speak. Then he stepped into the moonlight coming through the living room window. And it wasn't a stranger. It was the father from the missing family. The same face from the photos downstairs. Older, thinner, but unmistakably him. That made no sense. He had vanished 9 years ago. He smiled, weakly, then said something that chilled me. They never left. Before I could ask what he meant, footsteps started upstairs. Behind me, slow, dragging. I turned. At the end of the hallway stood 3 figures, a woman and 2 children, pale, still, watching me. The missing family, or what was left of them. The father looked at me from downstairs and said, "They don't like visitors." That snapped me out of it. I ran, past the hallway, down the stairs, past him, out the front door. I didn't stop until I was back in my house with every door locked. I called the police. They came fast, searched the house, found nothing. No people, no footprints, no furniture, nothing. Empty, completely empty. Even the family photos were gone. The officers asked if I was under stress, if I had been drinking. I sounded insane, but I knew what I saw. The next morning I checked my porch camera. At 3:14 in the morning while I was asleep after the police left, someone stood on my porch, watching my front door. The footage was blurry, but I recognized him, the father, just standing there for 20 minutes, then walking back across the street, into the house. That was 3 weeks ago. Since then, the upstairs light turns on every night at 11:43, and sometimes, when I look at the window, I see 4 silhouettes, standing together, watching my house, watching me, waiting. I tried selling my house, but no one stays long enough at the viewing. They always leave early, looking nervous, like they felt it too, like something across the street was watching them. Last night I woke up to a sound, Knocking. 3 soft knocks on my bedroom window. My bedroom is on the 2nd floor. There's no balcony, no ladder, nothing outside. But when I looked, pressed against the glass, was a handprint. Small, like a child's. And written beside it, in the fog on the window, were 2 words: your turn. If you made it this far, subscribe to the Curious Neighbor's Diary for more dark neighborhood mysteries and unsettling stories that will make you think twice about the house next door. And tell me in the comments, would you go inside the house across the street, or would you leave the neighborhood forever?